Okay, hello. Hope you are following all the other lectures. So, without wasting time, let us continue with our discussion. So, in the last class, we have discussed about different types of reactions. One which is frequently asked is exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction. Now, exo means out, exo out, and endo means in. Okay, so exo out means exothermic. Thermic means related to heat. The type of reaction in which heat is released. So some reactants are reacting with one another, and in this case heat is released. So the reaction in which heat is given out, exo out. So when heat is given out, this type of reaction is called exothermic reaction. For example, when you are burning fuel, it is an exothermic reaction, isn't it? So heat is given out, isn't it? And in the similar case, in the similar way, endo means in. In means heat is absorbed. You can see A plus B, heat is being absorbed and it is giving some product. For example, if you want to melt ice, if you take ice cube, if you heat it, what happens? It gets converted to liquid, it gets converted to water, isn't it? So in that case, what happens? When you heat it, that ice cube, it absorbs heat and it yields your liquid, which is water. Okay, so ice is being converted to water by absorption of heat, and those types of reactions where heat is absorbed is called endothermic reaction. It's very simple. The type of reaction where heat is liberated, it's called exothermic. The type of reaction in which heat is absorbed is called endothermic. So till here it is fine, hopefully. Now a very important concept which is frequently asked in an examination is oxidation and reduction. Okay, so basically all the reactions in nature undergo oxidation and reduction, and the type of reactions where oxidation and reduction occur side by side is called redox reaction. This is just a definition, okay, just a definition, because all the reactions in nature, they are redox reactions, because oxidation and reduction, they occur simultaneously, isn't it? Oxidation and reduction, they occur simultaneously. I'll show you later, maybe today itself you will see. And let us discuss about what oxidation and reduction really is. So oxidation means, in oxidation what happens is there is addition of oxygen. Remember, oxidation and oxygen. So oxygen and oxidation. So addition of oxygen means oxidation. So reduction is the reverse of oxidation. So here, if addition of oxygen takes place in oxidation, removal of oxygen will take place in reduction. Okay, so similarly in oxidation, removal of hydrogen takes place. So in reduction, addition of hydrogen will take place. Another, these 2 points, I am not going to apply this in this chapter, but later on we will see as we move on with other chapters. We will see that these two are also applicable. Let me quickly just discuss it. So removal of electron is oxidation, addition of electron is reduction. Similarly, addition of electronegative element is oxidation, and addition of electropositive. And electropositive and electronegative element, hopefully you all know. Even if you don't know, you will see later that when you add electronegative element, when electronegative element is added, it is an oxidation reaction, and if electropositive element is added, it is a reduction. Okay, so basically these two are the points which are needed for our consideration at this point of time. So just to clarify this fact, I have expressed two examples, as we have limitations. We can't discuss more and more reactions. If these two reactions are clear, then hopefully the discussion and oxidation and reduction will be clear. So as I have already said, redox reaction is the type of reaction where oxidation and reduction occurs side by side. Obviously, oxidation and reduction, it occurs side by side. Let us consider this example: burning of natural gas. Natural gas means methane. Okay, so we are burning it. So what is happening here? Carbon, methane. You can see here we are having hydrogen, but here we are having oxygen. So hydrogen is removed. Removal of hydrogen. And similarly, what you can see, oxygen is added, addition of oxygen. So removal of hydrogen, addition of oxygen, removal of hydrogen is what? This is oxidation. So CH4 is getting oxidized. So this is oxidation. Are you understanding? Now see, O2. Here you can see hydrogen is added, right? Addition of hydrogen. Hydrogen is being added here. Hydrogen, we didn't have any hydrogen, but here we are having hydrogen. So addition of hydrogen, and you can see 2 atoms of oxygen were there. Here we are having only 1. In fact, we are having 4 atoms of oxygen. Okay, so basically what I am trying to say is, when there is addition of hydrogen means it is reduction. So this oxygen, you can see it is getting reduced. So this is reduction. So you can see oxidation and reduction, they are occurring side by side, and this type of reaction is called redox reaction. Actually all the reactions are redox in nature. Similarly, let us consider another example. You can see here zinc plus copper sulfate displacement reaction. Hope you remember, zinc displaces copper. So you can see here in this case oxygen is being added. You can see addition of oxygen. So if oxygen is added, what is this? This is oxidation, isn't it? Similarly, from copper sulfate, see, you can see it has been transformed to copper. So oxygen is removed. So removal of oxygen. I'm writing it here. You have to adjust with the size of the, as the size of the board is very small. Removal of oxygen. So removal of oxygen means this part is undergoing reduction. So here zinc is undergoing oxidation and copper sulfate is undergoing reduction. So these points are clear. Hopefully oxidation and reduction is clear to you all. In the next class, which will be a more important, which will be more important from your examination point of view, there will be discussing about oxidizing and reducing agents. In your exam, what they ask is, they'll ask you to identify which one is the oxidizing agent and which one is the reducing agent. So for that matter, I'll have to explain it for quite a long period of time. So I'll take that in the next class. So hopefully this concept is okay. If you have any queries, just let me know. We'll stop here. Okay, thank you.